Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm Max. This is my affirmation video to my affirmation journal of a book I've been copying called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Like I said, my affirmation video to my affirmation journal, and this is why women are closer to enlightenment. Are the obstacles of enlightenment the same for a man as they are for a woman? Yes, but the emphasis is different. Generally speaking, it's easier for a woman to feel and be in her body, so she is naturally closer to being and potentially closer to enlightenment than a man. This is why many ancient cultures instinctively chose female figures as analogies to represent and describe the formless and transcendental reality. It was often seen as a womb that gives birth to everything in creation, sustains it, nourishes it, and during its formations and its transformations as its life form. And all of this understanding of the most ancient and profound books ever written, which can be translated into being. Everything can be translated into being. Everything. And as I described, all of this, in way more than a minute. Naturally, women are closer to it since they embody the unmanifested. What is more, all creatures and all things must eventually return to the source. All things vanish into this. All of it endures since the source is seen as the female, is represented as the light and dark sides of it. All of this understanding of psychology and mythology, the goddess or the divine mother, has two aspects. She gives life and she takes life. When the mind took over, the humans lost touch with the reality of the divine essence. They started to think of God as a male figure. Society became male-dominated, and the female was made subordinate to the male. I'm not suggesting a return to earlier female representation of this divine. Some people now use the term goddess instead of God. They are readjusting a balance between male and female that was not a long time ago, that it was so good, but it is still a representation and concept that perhaps temporarily used and found just as a map or a signpost is temporarily useful, but more of a hindrance than a help them when you are ready to realize the reality beyond all concepts and images. What does remain true, however, is that the energy frequency of the mind appears to be essentially male. The mind resists, fights, and controls, uses, manipulates, attacks, and grasps, possesses, and so on. This is why the traditional God is not understood, not seen, not heard. Controlling authority figure, an often angry man who should have lived in fear, as this Old Testament suggests. This God is projection of the human mind to go beyond the mind and reconnect with the deeper reality of being. Very different qualities are needed. Surrender, non-judgment, and openness that allows life and everything to be as it is. Instead of resisting it, instead of denying it, say yes. The capacity to hold all things in the loving embrace of your knowing. All these qualities are much more closely related to the female principle. Whereas mind energy is hard and rigid, being and energy is soft and yielding, and yet infinitely more powerful than the mind. The mind runs our civilization, whereas being in charge is all life and planet and beyond. Being is the very intelligence whose visible manifestation is the physical universe. Although women are potentially closer to it, it can also be accessed by men themselves. At this time, the vast majority of men as well as women are still in the grip of mind, identified with the thinker and the pain body. This, of course, is what prevents enlightenment and the flowering of love. As a general rule, the major obstacle for men is to tend to be thinking mind, and the major obstacle for women is the pain body. Although in certain individual cases, the opposite may be true, and in others, the two factors may be equal. Let me take it back. Why women, that is why women are closer to enlightenment in the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I'm Max. This is my affirmation video to my affirmation journal. Thanks for listening. Until my next affirmations, I'll talk to you later.